Please subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. Please also hit the thumbs up or down button and share your opinion about the video below. Thanks. I believe it's important to go back in history so that we can see how the decisions that Black people made decades ago affect how we live today. And it will help us understand that the decisions we make in 2021 will affect the next generations to come. In this video, I would like to compare married men and women who were a representation of what middle-class Black America looked like in 1961 and what a higher percentage of middle-class Black communities would look like in 2021. Because if my understanding is correct, this is what the Black Manosphere and Kevin Samuels are trying to accomplish. And if this is accomplished, it's supposed to make Black America great again. In this next clip, you'll see that these married women were fit, feminine, agreeable, submissive. They wore their natural hair, they wore dresses, and they didn't wear a lot of makeup. With all that, these men married the women, they established themselves as the leaders of the Black community, and the women followed. But before we get to the middle-class married community, let's start with the middle-class college students, where, as you can see, this Black male student is leading a group of feminine, submissive, fit, agreeable Black women with natural hair. And when you hear where he's leading them, it's down a rabbit hole of destruction to nowhere, in a fight to do nothing more than to integrate into white society. Since Black people left the plantation, this seems to be the only goal of Black men. And if you're a Black woman watching this video, I know your question is going to be, why is this Black man asking women to fight for his cause? And where are the male students in this fight? The answer? I don't know. But this is an example of what you can expect if you follow the leadership of Black men.
Talking about was the possibility of spending your Christmas in jail. I think the most beautiful thing that we could do would be to stage a mass sit-in or some type of demonstration. And if they did not serve us, to remain until they served us. If arrested, to go in jail and refuse bail. That's what I think will have a much larger impact than just mere arrest. I'd like to hear your comments on it and see exactly what you think and how you feel about it. Tommy?
We've been getting public sympathy, but not enough by just going in and coming out. And if we decide to spend Christmas in jail, then I'll go. That's all.
How many people would actually feel committed enough right now that if it came to this, they would spend their time in jail over the Christmas holidays?
Through the years, Negroes have always protested against segregation. But what you see here is an example of a new spirit.
Our problems don't always show. But even here in a Chicago neighborhood where Negroes equal whites economically, you'll find we're more disillusioned about the idea of white superiority than we were before we made it.
I beg to differ with your use of the word unfortunate. Brown, I thought we had progressed way beyond the term of unfortunate.
But we have not.
Brown.
Dolores, we have not.
But
The unfortunate thing is that while we are 100 years beyond the Civil War, the basic frame of reference, the basic value system of American culture says positively, unequivocally, if you're black, get back. If you're white, you're right. If you're brown, stick around.
May I interrupt you?
Yes?
I am neither black nor white. Where do I go?
Well, you are what we would call in the French, I guess, and that perhaps this is the reason why French is the language of diplomacy. You are neither comme ci nor comme ça. You are quelque chose in the middle.
This is where the white man is wrong about this integration thing. He seems to be of the opinion that we want to intermarry, that we want to socialize, such as we're doing here now. This matter of friendship, I think, runs its own course. I think people seek their friends and make their friends in a natural course of association, be they black, white, green, yellow, or brown.
But let me get back to what you originally said. They think we want to socialize with them. They think we want to sit with them. They think we want to go to school with their children. These are the things that they think.
Well, we do. We do want to go to school with them, of course.
Well, the important thing is we don't want to be denied.
But the biggest thing is what they fear.
But we don't want to go. This is not our course. It's not that we don't want. We don't necessarily want to go to school with them.
Mary, this whole argument, this business infuriates me. The attempt to explain my highest motivation to achieve the objectives of my life in terms of the bedroom or communism, this I've got to go down on. I'm not going to stand still for this.
Well, it's certain that the bedroom argument is always the argument that the extremists, the lunatic friends, we might say, always use that to try to end all discussion.
Well, isn't this ridiculous? It's too late for the bedroom argument. Long since.
I frankly think, Dolores, that your complexion is enough to end that argument right now. The bedroom argument began back in slavery days, and it didn't start with the Negroes.
Well, this should be
because I know of no Negro slave who had the courage to go into any white plantation owner's house and look after his wife. Exactly, exactly.
But many were invited.
So we see which direction the motivation moves in.
Yes. Well, anyway, I think that the whole argument, the objection to the Southern, especially the Southern white man, is the matter of intermarriage and socializing and so forth. And the day that he looks up and looks around to Negroes like us, he will find out that it's way too late, that he better get down off of that kind of an argument and find some other reason for objecting to us.
Exactly, Dolores.
We're not all black. Some of us are white, some of us are brown, some of us are the same color.
This whole business of integration, I think we've looked at it in one way, integration for the Negro. But I think that integration in America will free the white man.
So he's trying to reason that if white people allow black people to integrate into their communities, it will free white people. How is he saying that white people will be free if they're the ones making laws to keep black people in bondage? Did they think that white people were sitting around trying to figure out how they can become free when they've always been free? And for this man to say that integration will free the white man is totally ridiculous. And while black men were fighting to integrate, this is how white society felt about integration.
These jeering demonstrators of earlier years have now, in many cities, been kept away by the force of an aroused public opinion.
Integration will make the white man respect the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. It will make him respect the Bill of Rights. It will make him become an American finally, following his own Constitution, which he has never followed properly.
Becoming middle class and integrating into white society does nothing for the collective of black people. And these black families go about their daily lives with the mindset that they don't owe the black community anything. But what black men don't realize is that their neglect of the black community means the continuation of racism, poor neighborhoods, poor school systems, mass incarceration, police shootings. White men make their decisions on how to treat black people based on how black men treat black people. And if black men don't care, then white men don't care.
Los Angeles offers a good life. Out here, life looks very good.
Well, I've got one more week of vacation left. I think I'm going to do as much of this outside living as I can before I get locked up in that dental office again.
These hamburgers look good and charred. How about
Well, I don't need one right now.
No, thanks. I don't want any.
Okay. How much time do you have left on your vacation, Al?
I have 2 more weeks left.
2 more weeks. You've been keeping in condition while you've been away?
Oh, yes. I've been playing a lot of tennis.
Well, good.
Life looks good, but we too are being pushed by our own people. Negroes with little education, with very little skill, are moving to Los Angeles from the South at the rate of 1,600 every month, but they're not finding the promised land. They bring problems with them. Finding jobs for themselves is one, and they create new problems for those who came before.
If you close your eyes and listen to the next clip, you would think that the people speaking are white. These are Negroes in 1961 speaking about poor black people as if they are a different race. And make no mistake, the announcer is also a Negro, but he sees the poorer Negroes who are moving to Los Angeles as a problem. Black people is the only group that once they're able to reach a certain income level, they try to forget that they're black, and they distance themselves from other black people who white society deems to be stereotypical, such as single mothers.
If you recall, at our last meeting, we discussed the problem of integrated housing, and we found out that almost 1,700 Negroes are moving into Los Angeles a month. By 1970, there'll probably be 1 million Negroes in this city. And I know that people are concerned about this. They may not talk about it very often, but I certainly heard them shudder in church when he said there would be 1 million Negroes in Los Angeles.
We shudder because we were saying, in essence, the majority of these people are not like we are. And we felt that maybe some of us felt we left the South because we were getting away from this problem. We are a part of this exodus too, but we are a little maybe embarrassed by the fact that here we're going to have a mass element come in that's going to create a tremendous social problem in the community, to which we find a great deal of difficulty in relating to.
Well, I don't want to sound like a do-gooder, because I really am not, and I'm somewhat of a snob. But I do think that with these people coming in who are not our intellectual equals, nor are they of our sociological bracket, they're not to be a handicap to us. They'll find their own level. Now, I do sound like a snob, but I don't mean it this way. But they're used to living a certain way, and they too might rise up above their origin and might one day be our associates.
The whole tone of this meeting is a second profession of being a Negro. And we are out here a while and we're working in our own field, and then we find out that here these same problems are following on the heels of 1,600 Negroes a month that come into Los Angeles. Now this gives us problems. It's our own view. It's our own identifying with these Negroes that are coming in with their carpetbags that causes us problems.
This is a basic embarrassment that we as Negroes have.
Now that black people are fully integrated into white society, the goal now is to become socially acceptable to white people so that black men can continue pretending to be free, pretending to be high value, and pretending to be on the same economic level as white people without having to work for it. So in 2021, black men reject single mothers, Pookies and Ray Rays, simps, and they try to distance themselves from these groups of black people, the same as the middle-class Negroes in 1961, who rejected the poor black people who moved from the South, searching for a better life. And we can see that this way of thinking did nothing for the community at large. And in 2021, separating ourselves from each other based on categories made up by black men will continue to lead us down a road of destruction. So let's compare the mindset of the middle-class Negro in 1961 to middle-class black people in 2021. First, the present generation of black people are feeling the impact of the decisions of the previous generations. And we see the black women being submissive and agreeable to black men and following their leadership did nothing for the black community. Unfortunately, this mindset has been passed down generation after generation, and in 2021, middle-class black people settle into integrated neighborhoods and don't look back.